Hi, thanks for watching. It's the Lipstick Gal. And I saw the most awesome tag video and I was like, it looks awesome. So I was watching Emily Noel and she did a $1,000 Sephora tag. And I was like, if money was no option, you could spend $1,000 right now at Sephora, what would you get? So I sat down instantly and I started loading up my cart, and knowing that these aren't things I'm actually dithering on because I'm not spending $1,000 at Sephora, but it was just kind of fun to be like, no, not this. And I put that in there and go, well, maybe not you, but you. So let's talk about it. Thank you for watching. Thanks for being subscribed. And let me know what you would put in your cart if you had $1,000 to spend at Sephora. All right, so I'm gonna start with skincare, and there are a couple of things here. One thing that I have been wanting to try for such a long time and I never get around to it is the ceramidin cream from Dr. Jart. I do have the ceramidin liquid and I love it, and I've wanted to try other things from that ceramidin line, and this cream would be at the top of my list for sure. Another item that I definitely am curious about because it sounds really good, it's from Glow Recipe. It's their Watermelon Glow PHA and BHA Pore Tight Toner. So it's one of their kind of pink products, one of their watermelon-y products. I love their Watermelon Glow Mist. I have tried their face sleeping mask, their watermelon mask. I've tried their pink juice. I've tried several things from the watermelon line, and the only thing that I still continue to buy and super love is the watermelon mist. I have one that's unopened. It's like right back here, but I would love to try this pore tight toner. For me, the idea of small doses of acids on a regular basis to help exfoliate your skin seems like a great idea. I do love the real fresh watermelon scent that they have, and I have had good luck with certain products from Glow Recipe, so that would definitely be one I'd be curious to try. I don't know if this really falls into skincare, but I'm gonna put it there. It's the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. I love the apple lime scent, and mine is like maybe 3 uses. I'm like running my finger around the bottom of the jar. Mine's almost out, so I would definitely repurchase that. Ever since I started using the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask, I even have like a little mini right here on my table. I always have one. When I run out, I buy another. So that was already in my to purchase list in Sephora. So it was already in my cart, but I do need to actually pick another one of those up. This is probably the priciest item in my cart. It's a skincare item. It's from Amore Pacific, and it's their Vintage Single Extract Essence. I've heard so many good things about this, and I have been curious about it. So it's an anti-aging extract, and it only has 6 ingredients. And I have done a lot of reading about skincare that has a minimal amount of ingredients, so there's less to irritate your skin. So basically it's green tea that they put in these giant earthenware jars, and then they put them underground for a while, and then it's amazing. I'm just like, what? And I guess that's one of the ingredients. It's like the major ingredient, and then there's 5 others, but here's what it says it does. It says it helps to take care of fine lines and wrinkles, dryness, dullness, and uneven texture. I'm like, hello, yes, thank you. And it helps to visibly improve skin's clarity, texture, elasticity, and it has anti-pollution properties. It's just like, really? At $145, you better like do everything. You better like do my dishes, make dinner, go grocery shopping, like the whole shebang. I want it all. And it sounds really good, and I've seen nothing but really good reviews, but I have never spent the $145 to get a bottle of this stuff. But I mean, if money were no option, that was one of the first things I put in there. So there's a new moisturizer from the Inky list. The Inky list is a very budget-friendly line, and I love some of the Inky list products that I have tried. This one's just their peptide moisturizer, and it sounds really great, and it really has a very similar packaging to the Protini from Drunk Elephant. It comes in one of those jars where you press the top down a little bit, kind of squirts up in the middle. So I like that it's in an airless pump. I like everything about it, and more, you know, peptides for my skin. But it's also really budget friendly. So it's not just if I could spend like crazy amounts of money. It's like something else that I think I would like to try and I think would actually be really good. So from there, let's talk some body care and some hair products. I definitely would like to try the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Nude Fragrance Free Cream. It's the one that comes in like the white jar with the pump on it. And I think for me, I love the Boom Boom Cream and I love the way it smells, but when I wear it, that's my fragrance for the day. And there are days I like really want to wear perfume, but I still want to be hydrated. So I think I would go for this to hydrate myself and then to be able to layer whatever fragrance I would like on top. But I still have a jar of my Boom Boom Cream because I love the way it smells. It smells so delicious. But I definitely would like a fragrance-free one for other times. So Sol de Janeiro also just came out with a Boom Boom body scrub. Would love to try that. I definitely, now that like summer is here and I'm sleeveless, I definitely would want to make sure to keep my arms really well exfoliated and my legs exfoliated. And I think that'd do a great job for that. And it smells so good. But I think that just for a body scrub, I'd be very curious. The other thing I definitely want to, I've tried it once and I loved it and I just can't bring myself to pay the price again. Okay, it's the Briogeo, let me find it. Got a long name, I never get it right. It's the Briogeo Scalp Revival Charcoal plus Coconut Oil Micro Exfoliating Scalp Scrub Shampoo. And it's $42, so it's not like it's crazy, but I never pay $42 for a shampoo. So you are getting 8 ounces, and I feel like for $42, that's not a lot of shampoo. Now, you don't need a lot. I do have a little mini right now in my shower, and I love it so much. It's the only exfoliating shampoo that I've tried where I actually feel like it doesn't get stuck in my hair, like the little gritty granules don't get lost in my hair and then I can never rinse them out, because I've tried some drugstore options, some other things that just aren't as expensive as this, and they just don't rinse out. But this, it smells good. It's got some peppermint in it, so it's like exfoliating and energizing for your scalp. And the little exfoliating pieces aren't so much that you feel like you're like ripping your scalp off. But I love the way it leaves my hair. It doesn't leave it overstripped, but it does leave it really clean. It does actually foam up, and I really like it. And one of these days when I've got some extra cash, it's definitely one of those that's always sitting in my loves list. I just haven't sprung for it in over a year, but I really want to. If we're talking makeup, I've been really intrigued by the new Charlotte Tilbury, what is it, the matte airbrush bronze? I've heard some kind of reviews, but I tend to like Charlotte Tilbury products, and it's based on the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder, which I love. I would probably not go for the lightest shade because I think the lightest shade is fair. I think that might, I don't know, part of me is just like, maybe it's the perfect shade. Maybe it's exactly what I need. And the other part of me is if it's too light, and a lot of people, even fair people, have been saying it's too light, maybe I would go for the next shade up. But I definitely have that new bronzer, and I love that it's refillable and that it's like enormous. Give me that. Yes, so that's in there. I put a product in here that I used to have. There's a couple that I used to have that I really love, and I just haven't gotten around to repurchasing it. It's the RMS Living Luminizer. I remember trying this before I really got into highlight, and I loved it because it was a cream-based highlight that just glowed and made my skin look healthy. And that's what I want. The older I get, the less I am reaching for like super frosty, super like sparkly highlight, because it just makes my skin look dry and it settles into like my fine lines here. I really want something that's going to give me that gorgeous, beautiful glow, and I remember that being amazing. There's the new Natasha Denona Face Bronze Glow Palette. That looks incredible. It has a couple of highlighters in there and some bronzer to it, but I've always wanted to try one of the Natasha Denona face palettes, like one of the quads. And that one is the new one. I'm like, oh, sure, let's try the new hotness. I would definitely pick up, and I know I've said this before, that I would never buy another quad from Charlotte Tilbury, because for the price, it's ridiculously expensive. It's $53 for 4 eyeshadows. And during the holidays, when she comes out with the larger palettes, I have one of those holiday palettes from a couple of years ago, and I like it because I feel like I'm getting, it was like $65 or $70, and you get 12 shades. And I was like, yes, let's do that. But there is one that really does call to me. It's the palette of pops. Yeah, it's the shimmery one, and it's definitely the Pillow Talk palette of pops. So it has more of those pinky taupey shades in it, and I really love a sparkly eyeshadow oh so much. I'm wearing one matte today and then a little bit of sparkle on the lid, and I'm all about sparkle on the lid. And I have been eyeing that since she came out with the palette of pops. I think it was last holiday, like a year and a half ago. And I was like, and I didn't do it, and I didn't do it. And it's still on my wish list. So I definitely thought, if I'm gonna spend $1,000, I'm getting me one of those. Another thing that's been out for a while, but I've heard nothing but good reviews about, is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. The idea of this is that it doesn't settle into lines, that it doesn't accentuate any fine lines, crepiness, anything that you have going on, and that just is exactly what my heart needs. That's one of the reasons I don't wear a lot of foundation, because not all foundations sit well on my skin. I have a ton of foundations. I have some that I really like and some that wear well, but this idea of it being self-refreshing, I have in the last couple of years, like right here, I get makeup settling in there, and then a little bit here, but mostly like right in this crease here, and then in the corners of my nose. And I don't mind going around and just kind of like tapping it in, making sure we're good. But wouldn't it be nice if my makeup did it for me? That it just like, all of a sudden you have no creases, and you go the whole day and there's no creases, and there's nothing to tap out, and there's nothing that collects in the little crevices. Yes, so I would get me one of those. Something else that is brand new is the new Patrick Ta Major Beauty Headlines Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. I love blush. Obviously, I'm wearing a lot of blush today, and I haven't been wearing a ton of makeup. But when I do, I need like a lipstick and I need color on my cheeks, so I've been going for blush. And this idea of a cream and a powder, because I've been loving cream blushes, and I haven't tried anything from Patrick Ta, but this looks beautiful, and I would get the color. Do we know her? I think his names are really, they're quite fun, but I'm like, do we know her? But that's the shade I would get. It's more of the corally shade. Also, I've heard nothing but amazing things about the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder Foundation. And here's the weird thing. People who have dry skin like it, people who have combo skin like it, I've heard nothing but good reviews. I think this would be nice because you could use it as powder foundation, or you could use it to set your face. And I'd probably use it to set my face, but the fact that it just kind of blurs everything, yes. I did put a couple of larger palettes in my kind of, here's what I want. I thought it would be fun to try the new Natasha Denona Bronze palette. It's $65, and I told myself I kind of don't think I need it because I probably have similar bronzy shades, it's even right here, in the Metropolis palette, because this has got a lot of, you know, warmy bronzy tones in it, so I probably wouldn't need it. But again, $1,000, let's try the new hotness. Yes, that would definitely be like, that looks interesting. I'd like to try that. Another one that I had, I know it's not the most recent edition from Viseart, but when it came out in February, I almost bought it, and it's still in my list. It's the Paris Edit eyeshadow palette, and it's gorgeous because it's got kind of pinky but cooler tones, some grayish tones, some plums, some soft pinks. It looks gorgeous, and I'm trying to branch out of my warm neutral comfort zone, although I'm definitely doing a warm neutral look today. But I think it would be great to have that, and I have really enjoyed all of the Viseart products that I have. Now, you didn't think that I would spend $1,000 and not get some lip products, right? And I'm not talking just the Laneige lip sleeping mask. I did put some other things in here. This is one that has been, since it came out, in my list, like in my cart, and I'm still debating it, but it's the Fenty Beauty Slip Shine Sheer Shiny Lip Gloss. You know I love a sheer gloss. Glossy lip is like my favorite thing, and like a lipstick that's sheer and glossy, mwah, love it. So the one that looked really interesting to me is the one that's gochujang. I think that looks beautiful. Another one that looked really interesting is the sheer Gucci lipsticks. I don't speak French, so I'm not going to slaughter this, but it's the number 500, the Eau de Red. Beautiful. I do like the packaging, and I don't get it just for the packaging, but a sheer red lip. My heart melts for a sheer red lip. So that one is right up there. And I've been keeping my eye on this one, but I couldn't bring myself to spend $42 on one lipstick. Another one that just came out is the new matte lipstick from Patrick Ta. And I would get the orangey red shade that says, "That's why she's late." Because she's putting on that orangey red lipstick, and it's not absolutely, you can't leave the house unless it's perfect. The pigmentation on these look beautiful, and there's only 4 shades, and I'd probably get the red and the orangey red, maybe even the nude. Like, I don't know. But I decided I'm gonna get, I'm gonna put one in my cart, and I would try it, and then I decide if I need the rest. Because I do want to try the formula, and this really is one that I would be curious to get myself. Another one that I put in my cart, this is one of my longtime loves. I had a tube of this and I loved it so much. This is the Ilia Tinted Lip Conditioner in the shade Arabian Nights. It's kind of a sheer berry tone. It leans a little more reddish berry on me, and I absolutely love it. Again, a sheer, red lipstick. I die. But this one's really good. It has much more pigmentation than my favorite lipstick queen, Medieval. This is a beautiful lipstick. But I remember the Arabian Nights, and I was like, oh, yes. I loved it so much. I was about to finish one, and it was like down to a nubbin, and I purchased another one. And my friend came over to visit, and she's like, I always have a hard time finding a good red lipstick. And I'm like, I got you. So I gave her like my new tube, and I never have purchased it since then. That was several years ago, but that's there on my list. So there you go. Here's the grand total. I couldn't keep it to exactly $1,000 because at that point I was like, if I needed it, take out this and put that in just to get to the exact $1,000 mark. I was like, it wouldn't be what I really would want. But the total right now is $1,015.26. I don't know where the 26 cents comes from. Everything here just seems to be like 0, 0, 0. I don't know. Maybe at this point, it's tax. Because the merchandise is $933.99. Does that mean I get to spend another $66? What else would I get? Give me a sec. I decided to pick up, and I don't know, and maybe this whole idea of if I could spend $1,000, why am I getting stuff I already know that I like? I don't know, but part of me is like stuff that I like and I'm nearly out of it. It's the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer in the shade Lace. I love that. I love it so, so much. But mine is like, I'm scraping the sides. I'm nearly out. I'd probably get another one of those. The other thing I did do, I've always been curious about the YSL Glossy Stain Lip Color. It looks amazing. And I put in the shade 5 Rouge Vintage. I don't know. I've been really curious about this product for a while, but there you go. So the total is $992.99. So I guess $993. And then once you add on tax, it takes it up another $86, and it makes it $1,079.39. And I was like, what? So if we're keeping it to like $1,000 spending, I'd take those last 2 items off, and I'd be just over a little bit. But if we're talking about spending $1,000 on product, not including tax, do you see how I'm kind of giving myself leeway to spend a little bit more of this pretend money? But there we go. Those are the things that I would get. Most of these things are things I don't have. And I kind of wonder if I should even put any of my repurchases in there, because I don't know. Maybe it should just be all stuff I've been curious about and wanting to try. And I guess it doesn't matter because I'm not actually like shipped now. There's not a credit card number there and I go, check out. That's not happening. But then there's a part of me that's like, I love this. I know I love this. I'd want another one. And then there are some things in there where, ooh, that looks interesting. That really piques my interest. And I put those things in there as well. Let me know if you like take the time to do this. What goes in your cart? Like first thing, like boom, this is the first thing for me was a Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. Even though there's been some kind of mixed reviews about it. Most people I've seen like it, but I would want to try it for myself. And I definitely realized that I've drunk the Charlotte Tilbury Kool-Aid. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It did take some time, like putting something in, taking it out. No, I'd rather have this than that. And so I think this is a very carefully curated list. And I'd be very curious to know what the first thing you would do. What's the first item you would put in your cart? For me, it was that Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. If you could spend $1,000 at Sephora, what goes in first? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. Have an amazing day. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.